Welcome students to our eCourse Statistics class, where this video I want to talk about navigating the platform. So if you would, let me turn off my video. Okay, if you notice, this is the course homepage. We have our banner, what I call the top menu buttons, and then let me go to my course home here, okay? All right, course home. All right, so this is the home page, okay? Again, we have our banner, a little header. Now, I call these face items, okay? And let me talk briefly about these. Here's some access to tutoring. Here's a section where you have some updates, for example, unread discussion points. Here's a news item, so this is very important. Hey, do your attendance quiz and your introduction discussion today. It's very, very important. Over here on the left, information about the calendar. Talk more about the calendar later. And I'm going to skip down here. Down at the bottom, if there's a problem you have with the platform itself, a non-math question, this is where you need to go. All right, that's information about the front part of the course. Now, we want to go and take a moment looking at these buttons at the top. So I'll click on the syllabus, and again, this is the syllabus for the course. I do encourage you to read it very carefully, okay? You're not going to get everything the first time, okay? The first time you read it, but you will after you read it a few times. All right, that's the syllabus. You could scroll down to the bottom and download it if you want to. Now, I'm going to go to the second button, Content. This is a very, very important button, okay? So I'd like to just kind of explain. This is where you have access to all the information or the material of the course. I'll take a moment to talk about syllabus and start items, resources. Here's your unit information. And of course, you don't have this at the bottom yourself, okay? All right, so let's take a look at syllabus and start items. Now, the best way to navigate this is to go to the left here on your table of contents. I'm going to click on this. Here's the welcome message I sent you. This item, syllabus PDF, is an item that you could download and print out. So I do encourage you to print out the syllabus and take a look at it from time to time. You should master that in a few days. If you want to make a PDF, download the PDF and look at it on your computer, you're welcome to do that. All right, these two items here are important. Your quiz, this is a good way for you to access that. And of course, doing an introduction discussion. This is what I want you to do. So my advice is to do these two today. These two today, okay? The quiz is not hard. It's just giving important information. And the introduction is a great way to introduce yourself to the class. We'll do this pre-test Tuesday morning. I'll give you some information about that. So this is the syllabus and start items. Now, if you click on course resources, this is a great place for you to go to get some information here. I do like this, the tutorial for the calculator. This video is great. Here's some other video, things that are available to you and so forth. Here's some information about smart thinking, okay? All right. Now, under course resources, there's a section called lesson notes. Lesson notes. And this is the way for you to get the notes for each lesson before you study the lesson. And it is helpful. It's a good way to learn to pre-read and then reread the information in each lesson. So again, we have lesson notes for each lesson. Now, if you notice where I am here, I'm going to look at Unit 1. Now, I clicked on Unit 1 and notice that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lessons, okay? And here's the information for Lesson 1. Sampling and types of data, okay? And so I'll talk about these. I'm going to make a separate video about Lesson 1 so that you're familiar with this first lesson. But it ends up talking about the exercises, the solutions, and then your quiz. So keep this in mind. You're going to go through this task list for each of the lessons, and then you'll finish it with your quiz. And if you'll do that properly and completely, you'll be in great shape. So please keep that in mind. Okay, we're back to the home page. Again, syllabus content. You're going to use these two buttons, content and course home, a lot. Let's move on to assessments. If we click on this, you have a drop box. I may use that. Grades, we'll talk about that in a moment. And quizzes, that's what we're going to focus on here. Now, the grades, this is a place where you could see you have a lot of quizzes, and then you have your exams. And of course, you can't see it, but down at the bottom, of course, you got your discussions and then your midterm and final. But notice the categories: 10% for the quizzes, 45% for the exams, 5% for the discussions, and then 20 and 20 for the midterm and final. They add up to 100%. So please keep that in mind. Now, you may be sitting here worried saying, how am I going to be able to be successful? Well, on the midterm and the final, they'll count 20%. The best way to be ready for those is to do a good job on your unit exams. And the way to do a good job on the unit exams is to do a good job on these quizzes. And to be honest, the best way to do a good job on the quizzes, beginning with quiz 1, is to go through that lesson task list completely, all the way through, and then do all of the exercises, check your answers, make corrections before you take the quiz. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, the other thing under assessments that I want to focus in on is this quiz section. Now, this is a place for you to go to take your quiz if you need another route, okay? So your pre-quiz, like I said, I'll put that up tomorrow. This one won't count towards your grade, but all these others do. So here's the information. You have your quizzes, and then if I scroll here, you'll see you have some unit exams. What do I need to know? You need to know that your unit exams are timed. In other words, you have a good enough time to take them, but you only get one shot at them. So you really need to know your business well before you take the exam. And the way to do that is to do a good job on these quizzes. I know I said that once already. But anyway, so to reduce a little stress, you will have multiple opportunities to take these quizzes, okay? Please make sure you know the content before you start taking the quizzes, okay? That may help you out a lot. All right, that's all I want to say on that. Okay, we're back to the home screen, and I want to point out to you about the communication. So let's look at the communication. I call it the button, or the top button. Well, you have chat, class list, discussion, email, groups, news, and pager. We're only going to use right now class list, discussion, okay? Class list, if I click on that, you'll notice you'll see everybody in the class, okay? And notice some people, for some reason, don't have a profile picture over here. So we hope they're able to get that done so we can identify them and kind of get to know them a little bit, okay? And you could click on someone's name if you wanted to send a note to JC Aaron, we can. We just click over here and we can send her a note. And you can send each other notes, which is really interesting. Let's go here to discussions. Okay, when we click on discussions, notice you have a few categories of discussions: introduction, community forum, tutor, and unit discussions. Let's take these in order. I'm going to click on this link below here to expand on that discussion. And again, I'm introducing myself, and then you are introducing each other. You're introducing yourself, and then you're commenting on two of your peers, okay? That's a requirement. Hopefully try to get it done this first day. So again, that's how that works. So notice that JC just made a comment 4 minutes ago, so way to go. All right, so that's your introduction. Your community forum. Here's a place I'd like you to go to ask a question or comment about the syllabus or the course. I'll try to get that information to you. Notice how I can unpack, expand, and condense those here. This is a place for you to go for your tutor. Now, your tutor is going to play a very vital role here, and I've gotten to know your tutor here, and she's a great person, so that's a good thing. Now, this is very important, your unit discussions. So let me explain how this works. Each one of these are worth 100 points. So let me just take it from the top. All right, so you're working in Unit 1, the first 6 lessons. You got a question, you post it here, okay? And either me or another student or the tutor will respond to your question. So that's where you go for your questions. You got Unit 1, Unit 2, and so forth. Now, Unit 1 summary. When you get done with Unit 1, I'd like you to make a summary of what you've learned, okay? And I'm going to give you directions. So here's your directions right here, and you make a post. And of course, these posts are, they count so many points. So please keep that in mind. And you got it for all your units. That's really a great thing for you to think about, for you to work, for you to know. All right, another thing, the last thing, you have weekly check-ins. Now, I know this seems a lot right now, but it's not really too bad. At the end of a week, I want you to kind of give a sort of like a, I don't know, a summary of what you did that week. That way, whether some students are ahead or behind, we all can give a report on what we've done that week, and we can learn from each other and have a good time doing it. So that's how that works. You have 8 of these, okay, and they each count 50 points. So please keep that in mind. All right. All right, notice I got back home, and I'm going to, we just got done talking about the communication button there. Let's finish up talking about resources. The thing that you want to work on right here is the calendar. So I'd like you to select that. Now, if you notice, I have a what's happening in June. Okay, I paused that a little bit just to give you a better picture here. So in June, this is the calendar for June. Notice that Monday, the first day, I have over here items I want you to do. Okay, and then lesson 1. Okay, so this is for people who are following a very normal path, okay, paced path for the course. Now let me see, on some of these buttons I have a note. So withdrawal period begins. So what that means is for the 6th, which is a Saturday, the withdrawal period for the course begins. These other items, for example, drop time, starts Monday, ends Friday. Notice how I clicked on the button to learn more about it. Okay, I think you get the gist of it. Now, let's go to the next month. So June, July. Okay, so in this particular picture, you see all of the things for July. Notice I could hover over a button, okay? And I have a little information there. So this will enable you to keep up with the course. Don't forget your major exams, the midterm and the final exam, okay? The last day of teaching is the 24th, and then you could take your final exam either the 25th, 26th, or 27th. So I hope this information helps you. All right, students, I hope you enjoyed that short little introduction to the platform. Spend a little time with it, explore it, and you'll become familiar with it. You may be even an expert in just a day or two, and that's a great thing. Please be sure that if you have a question, you can email me, and I'll be happy to respond. So keep that in mind as well. So today, the first day, learning the platform, very good thing. Make sure that you do your mandatory quiz and that you do your introduction and comment on 2 other people, and that'd be a great thing. Folks, I'm looking forward to a good course, and we got off to a great start, and I wish you the best in each and everything that you do here with the course. Thank you.